That's obviously not the case right now.
He might be wearing heels.
Alright guys, welcome to the Housecast, episode 3. My name is David Kurzbergen, alongside my boy, Justin Blakemenu.
So, the first ever episode 3?
Yeah, the first ever episode 3.
Thanks.
Yeah. That girl who lives here, Jen Hewitt.
That's me.
You said you were going to come up with a
I
new
was,
one.
but then I didn't.
Damn.
Oh, hey! I just realized that.
You know what? We don't even care anymore because my spot got taken, and fuck that
Yeah,
shit.
so this, I'll continue with
I'm
the
loving
introduction
your
in a second.
spot,
but
Sully.
The podcast is weird today because we're all in different orientations, so certain people are louder than others at different intervals, that's why. That guy who's not here enough.
Hello.
David Uno, special guest, the 5th chair today.
Good to be here.
Followed closely by the Persian king himself, Sultan Gardezi.
Ooh, I like it.
I felt like complimenting you today. I swear I'll come up with better ones for Justin and Jen next time, but...
if you
I
want,
didn't
like,
think about
rather than just coming up with a new one for them, you can just keep coming from me, and that'll be better.
Okay, so yeah, Sultan gets his own every time, and then Justin and Jen get their normal ones. Anyway, this is a conversational podcast. Thank you so much for listening, guys. I really appreciate it. This is the house, as well as David Uno, who's visiting for the time being. We figured we'd bring him in for the 5th chair.
Also,
as you guys,
ex-house.
Yes, definitely. He is ex-house.
One point in time lived here.
Yeah, lived here for, 2 months?
About
like
2.5
3
months.
something like that.
Some.
Anyway, so it's a conversational podcast. As you guys know, we'll pick a couple topics. We'll talk them out, and if we notice a lull, we will just pick a new topic. So if anybody else wants to start this week, they can. If not, I have my own topic ready to go. So
Believe it or not, I actually have a topic this week.
all right, Justin has a topic. Go.
So, what is something that you have found that you enjoy nowadays that you never thought as you were getting older that you wouldn't ever enjoy? You grew up not liking it, and then now it's something you actually really do like. Anybody?
Are you looking at him? And
Is the
singing a
answer bourbon?
So I looked cheekily at Justin just now while drinking a glass of bourbon. I hated alcohol as a kid. Hated it. My dad drinks way more than he should. I don't know, just everything about alcohol bothered me for a long time. And then my friends convinced me to drink when I was 15.
Oh.
And I was like, alright, it's okay. But then I got sick a couple of times, so I was like, I'm not drinking anymore.
So we here at the House Podcast, we do not condone underage drinking. This was by accident. We did not mean to do this.
Condole.
English is his first language.
Condole is a real word. Condule.
Whoa.
Yep. And so any sort of police officers out there that's listening to this, we know we're really popular and all. Don't arrest us.
That was a necessary disclaimer, I think. So
You're safe.
You're safe.
Thank you, Sultan. You saved me. They definitely won't arrest me now. So I swore off drinking, and then I was like, all right, I'll get back into drinking a little bit. So I drank a couple of times, and then a story which I'm sure we'll get to at some point happened at Justin's grandma's house.
Oh.
And then I stopped drinking again. And then I started drinking again, and it just kept coming in and out. And then I realized, after years and years and years of stopping drinking, starting drinking, stopping drinking, starting drinking, and then having a couple of years where I was drinking constantly, that I was drinking for the wrong reasons. I wasn't drinking because I enjoyed it. I wasn't drinking because, it was fun. I was drinking because everyone else was drinking. And I wasn't drinking things that I liked. I was drinking whatever was there. And then I realized, after I turned 21, that I actually like drinking because I like the drinks. Heaven for fucking bid. And slowly, over the past couple of years, I've been gathering a taste for some of the harder liquors, some of the more obscure liquors, and so right now, I'm really obsessed with bourbon. And I took a sip of it when I was looking at Justin just now, because I never thought that I would be into a hard, dark liquor like bourbon when I was a kid. And now I love it. I have a glass of it every night now, because I just love it so much. So, and I don't like drink a lot of it. I have a glass and then I'm done, and
Yep.
it's fine. So, I just enjoy the drink now. I don't enjoy getting drunk like I pretended I used to like. I just like the act of drinking, and I like getting slightly buzzed and having like a slight high. It's almost like just having, I don't know, smoking a little bit of weed. Like you just get a little bit buzzed, and that's it.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Do you, David?
Well, I personally don't, but I get where he's coming from.
When David's right, it's just, yeah, there's no.
It's like you gotta use an entire pound, or you're just
Just a pound of weed. You want to put a disclaimer in there that we live in Washington State, so it's legal?
So
Yeah.
I know there are some police out there that's listening to our fantastic cast. We live in Washington State. We just got a law passed that we can smoke weed legally.
As long as we're over the age of 21.
We are over the
We
age
are.
of 21.
Hi.
All the guys here.
She's a person doesn't count. And I swear we never smoked weed when it was like not legal. Yeah,
We definitely didn't.
we don't do that. We're good people. We're good
We're
Samaritans.
law-abiding citizens.
Yes.
Law-abiding citizens. definitely.
Just because I'm brown does not mean I don't like to follow the law. I go police.
Go police.
God.
So
Nice.
that's my answer. That's my answer for the topic. Bourbon.
That's good.
That's a good one. Sultan, can you think of anything?
Let's see here.
All right, new topic.
Pregnant pause.
No.
Pregnant pause.
So hold on. So like the question was like what we did that we do like we hated back then and that we do now, right?
Yeah.
Just something you
Something
come
you like,
So-
now, something you've come to enjoy over the time.
Previously in the past, I hated like I was with I don't know how to put this. I wore multiple layers of clothes. I wore like 2 pairs of pants. I wore like 3 pairs of shirts.
What?
A couple
Weirdo.
jackets. No, I was like this in high school.
Shirts I get.
And
Like, that's
like
Yeah, you're.
I was
Yeah.
super like I don't know why. It's not that like I didn't like my body. It was the fact that I just like I don't know what it
Were you trying to
was.
hide
It's
your
just like I
brownness?
couldn't wear just one layer of anything. I had to wear multiple layers. And it wasn't until like I got into college when I first tried on just like going out in public with just one shirt that I like felt okay with it. Yeah.
Weird.
That's extremely interesting.
That's-
I did
yeah.
not know
not
that.
what I saw
Yeah.
coming from
Yeah.
you.
I wore a lot of layers like all the fucking time.
That's especially weird since you hate socks so much.
Exactly. Yeah. No, and now I hate having long sleeves. I'll always roll them up because I have to have something showing. And then like I wear one shirt all the time. I don't know. I hate layers now.
When you were
That's
younger.
really. I wonder what the psychology behind that.
I'm not entirely sure. Like, it was. I hated being around people. Like, I wouldn't say I was shy. I was like, because I was never shy. Like, I was opposite of shy all the time. But like, I think it's just like connection that I fucking hated, and so like, I would put multiple layers of clothes on to barrier myself from other people.
But don't you still hate people now?
Jesus.
I still hate
For
people.
David's like, this is getting a little deep over here. Like,
It just makes so much sense.
This is hitting David in his core.
Like,
You're gonna start seeing him with like 3, 4, 7 coats on.
Like, I just hated connection. And like fucking I just would bury myself like crazy.
Good
Start
one.
taking
that's
notes.
very interesting. Good,
Yeah.
good. I like that. David?
probably yard work, actually.
What?
Really?
Yeah, my mom's a big gardener, so growing up I was always out there, and it was like, BS, weeding and whatnot.
Mhm.
But I'm older, it's kind of the point where I can like maintain and take care of plants. I can grow my own plants, which is nice. Have my own little farm. It's
weed.
actually just really relaxing. Nice sunny day. I mean, rain kind of sucks to go out there and wade through
Yeah.
mud and whatnot, but a nice sunny day. Wake up, a little wake and bake, go enjoy the sun, do yard work. have my dogs come out there party with me. We got the chickens, so the chickens follow me around. They're really entertaining.
Chickens are pretty fun.
Chickens are fun. They're cool.
That's
Roosters
They're
are kind of
really
assholes,
friendly.
though.
We do not have roosters, thank God.
I didn't know that you lived like with animals at this point. I don't know where you live now, so.
That's fair. Yeah, back at home, my mom raises chickens.
Oh, okay.
So we have 4 right now.
It's gonna be loud.
It's dope. We've gone through a lot. There's one. We bought 5 originally. I have 1 survivor that at one point in time coyotes got into our backyard
Oh.
and ate one of them.
Sad.
Yep.
And Hilda, named after my
happens.
grandma, managed to jump over the fence and escape to the front yard to where my neighbor called me saying, "David, your chicken's out. What should I do? Like, can you come save it?" To which I respond, "Nope, I'm in Bellingham." Because it was right after I moved up here for the first time.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But yeah, it's something that's really relaxing. I'm really into self-sustainability now. I've been taking a lot of environmental science classes. So that's kind of where I'm going down, what I want to go into for a career, which is probably
Growing
why I
crops.
enjoy. Well, no, not even that. Like, what I want to do is I want to go into restoring nature preserves.
Oh.
That's cool.
Yeah, but I want to be able to live. Like, I have a lot of friends that like live out in Colorado. And oh god, see, you guys are
Growing crops.
You guys, everywhere you can, it's just all pot. No, but they grow. Or at my house, my mom grows carrots, beans, artichokes.
Oh,
Like
okay.
we attempted to grow kiwis, raspberries. So it's the fact that like
That's fucking cool though.
yeah, the fact
Seriously.
that I could go into my backyard and like literally eat as many raspberries as I want,
That's pretty
as
fantastic.
many
Whatever,
blueberries,
yeah.
blackberries,
Especially
apples.
when you got like a really good cook that's around the house. 'Cause
My father, great guy, great
Yeah.
cook. He does a little bit of the baking as well, so he gets the munchies.
Indeed.
So he does good job making good food.
Yep. That was good.
That's
Had
cool.
that
Yeah.
one time.
I think that having a garden is something that not enough people do. For
Mhm.
sure.
I wish we could have one. Honestly,
No, yeah, if we could, we would, but
If
just
we
can't.
could, it'd probably die.
it'd be dead.
It'd be dead, but.
Well, we do have an onion farm currently.
Oh, yes.
Why do we still have that?
We're not getting rid of it. It's the
When
house
was the
plant.
last time
Jen-
you threw something away? Think
Jen-
about it that
Jen
way.
thinks
A
that it's
lot,
like
actually.
charming, I guess.
It's the house plant. We can't get rid of it.
It's got a personality.
It
grew
she
from
named it
nothing.
and shit.
It's gonna.
Did
die.
I name it?
No, I was just joking.
You probably did. We were talking about this
No.
earlier. You name
I
everything.
don't.
It wouldn't
I
surprise
didn't
me.
name the plant.
I name everything.
But wait, so where is this onion plant?
It's downstairs
It's
by
in
the
the
kitchen.
kitchen.
In the pantry.
So down
So-
but next to the stove there on the floor are some onions that she had bought a while back. I don't eat onions, so she never used them to cook things. And the other day she was like, "Babe, there's an onion growing." The fuck does that mean? And there's just this sprout coming out of these
Okay.
onions. They're not in dirt. They're not getting fed water. Like
Huh.
they're just growing.
It's got 2 sprouts now.
Does it?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Apparently we
Okay.
cultivate onions.
Yeah, without even trying.
Out of all the things that we could have, I'm so disappointed.
Justin fucking hates onions.
God.
It's the best.
No, it's the hardest.
Alright, Jen, what do you like now that you didn't?
Eating. Like, when I was a kid, they couldn't get me to eat anything, and for the longest time, my mom had to, like, mash up bananas and put a little bit of sugar on them, and that was the only way to actually get me, like, healthy, and I did not, like, get to normal weight level until I was, like, a sophomore in high school, but as a freshman, I was, like, 5'2", like, 85 pounds, 90 pounds,
Oh shit.
and then...
Yeah, she was teeny tiny.
like something just turned around and all of a sudden I loved food and like now I can't stop eating and it's good.
I'm glad.
You sound like
Yeah,
most
it's
girls
good.
I talk to.
Yeah.
I thought you were
No,
gonna
I was never
say.
hated food, and they all kind of hit
boys.
like a little bit after high school.
I
That's
mean,
funny but true. You reach like 7th or 8th grade, you just fucking binge.
yeah. Sorry.
Wait, I was not paying attention to any of that.
Oh, I just expected that boys were the thing that she likes now that she didn't expect to like
Oh.
when she was growing up.
That's
because-
funny.
To be fair, I associated with being a lesbian for like most of life.
Of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair. I'll take food.
I'm glad that you like food now.
Food's a good
because
thing to like.
I don't know. Anorexia is a really
It-
intense and like horrible thing.
Side note, I just saw Europe banned or will no longer hire anorexic models.
Nice.
Huh. That'll be an interestingly hard thing to enforce. But
How do you
good approach though.
how do you determine like
Or
what
I
is
guess
anorexia?
they won't hire extremely skinny models.
Yeah, that makes sense.
To be yeah.
Like if you got bones showing.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
To be
that's
fair-
good. Yeah.
It wasn't about weight. It was just I literally hated the process of chewing and like actually like swallowing food. I hated it.
Like was it
So-
too much work?
No, like I couldn't eat steak because it was just like I hated the feeling of
Okay.
it, and like everything else was like disgusting.
Steak's kind of
I guess it makes
understandable.
I guess steak makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but, like, I
anything
hate
chewy. Like
vegetables.
Yeah.
I don't like beef jerky very much because it's just like this
Right?
isn't appealing. It's
Like
not
cheese
fun to
felt
eat.
weird if you like just bit into it, so I just didn't like eating. But bananas just kind of slide down your throat, so that's what I would eat.
Justin's so fucking pig.
No, just the way she described it.
Banana slides.
Yeah, no, that's just like right there. I just heard like, and, wait, what?
I mean, I don't like bananas particularly, but I can handle them. But
No, I hate
mean,
bananas now. I couldn't eat them if I tried.
I love bananas. Bananas are good.
God, I fucking love
Do you
bananas.
think
Yeah,
that
do
you
an
only
animal.
ate
I
bananas
love
when
some
you were younger?
bananas now.
I don't know. They're just
Yeah.
gross now. Like I can't do it.
When I was younger, I would only eat cherry tomatoes. I'd go to my mom's garden, pick them off the vine, and now I can't stand them.
No,
Like,
okay.
any tomato
I'm
So
the
sauce.
opposite.
you know what in Farsi it's called rawash, and I don't know what it's like called in American, but I mean essentially it's like it's kind of like celery, but it's red and like really
Oh,
long and
is
chewy.
it
Is it rhubarb?
Rawash?
Rawash? Yeah. Yeah, no,
No,
it's
that sounds like rhubarb.
Probably
Yeah,
rhubarb. Is it
rhubarb.
sweet?
Sour.
Sour.
Yeah.
Rhubarb's kind of tangy.
Yeah,
it's rhubarb.
It's like,
rhubarb.
and I
It's
put
got a big ass leaf on it.
Yeah.
That's why it sounds
it's
like
rhubarb.
exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like rhubarb or
And-
rhubarb, yeah.
and fucking like I would, my mom would always cut it up and like peel off the skins and everything like that and put salt all over it.
Yep.
And fuck, it's so good.
Alright, I'm gonna
sounds
take your word on this.
Awful. But that's just me. I just
That's
don't really like rhubarb
amazing.
by itself. Rhubarb is really good in
It's
like a pie.
not by
Dude,
itself.
rhubarb
like,
pie is so
the thing
good.
is that what you do is when you put salt onto it, it makes it like, oh my, it's like mouth watering. It's amazing.
The, like,
That makes
tanginess,
sense. I
saltiness
don't know.
goes
Like I have to
together.
try it. I guess.
Yeah.
I'll try
Like
it.
the thing is that you can't just have like rhubarb like when you get it because you have to like peel off its skin,
Yeah.
wash it, and then like that makes it feel so incredibly clean, like fresh air. And then you just like put salt on it and like eat it and like oh, it's so good.
I really want to try more of like your childhood foods because
It's
like,
a lot of Persian.
Every time you've brought food over or you've made food, it's always really good and it's just like brand new. I've never tried it, so
It's
you'll
really
have to make-
flavorful.
I feel like
Yeah,
the-
it is. It's
well,
really
the
good.
last time I had like made food myself, I mean, it was also a hot dog wrapped in turkey bacon, wrapped in like.
Oh, I
Right,
saw
right.
that!
That was awesome.
I was like, God.
Disturbing.
Yeah,
So
I'm with
much
her on this
fucking
one.
meat. Oh my
It
God.
was
You
so
should have
good.
smelled it.
Oh, I don't
It was
want to
fantastic.
smell
It was
it.
No.
delicious.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
It was good.
It's still. I think it needed a rub.
It did need a rub. The steak was a little bit too like plain, and we didn't buy like good quality like lean meat either.
Well, this
it
was-
like normal.
This was me being really hungry, and there was a lot of meat in front of me.
Like- Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway.
The thing that I guess we'll wrap up my topic with is I moved on to nowadays really enjoy rap music.
Okay.
And growing up, I hated rap music because I don't really relate to it for the most part. It was very, very hard for me to relate to rap music because I'm not having it bad because I'm brown. But like even like when the whole like Eminem phase happened and like it was becoming this really popular thing for
White people.
white guys to like rap music as
Marky Mark.
it just
Marky Mark.
well, I mean, you know.
You know.
But yeah, no, I just did not like Eminem. Still don't. But I learned to find some like it started with just like nerdcore.
Yeah.
Found some
that's
rap
awesome.
music I really liked.
Figured
and
it would start with Bad Administrator.
it started way before Badman.
Okay.
Badman, I think, was as a result of
Or
nerdcore in
what
some
about
ways.
Oh, yeah.
what about the one dude, MC Chris?
That was a
Yeah,
big. He's a
MC
big initiator. MC Chris, MC Frontalot.
Yep.
Those are sort of like the generators of nerdcore.
To me, it started with futuristic sex robots.
Yeah, I remember.
Yep.
Hotel Coral Essex.
Yep. Great album.
Good album.
But yeah, so it spawned from there. I found something that I could relate to, and I started to appreciate it more. And nowadays, I listen to like None Like Joshua. I listen to Childish Gambino.
Yeah, Gambino's a big one.
And I mean,
sure.
that's not something I can relate to at all. But I still appreciate the artistic side of it.
Yeah.
Which I just could not see growing up at all.
I get that.
There was
too.
nothing there, and
Yeah.
now I don't know. There's this whole extra genre in my life that I didn't think I'd have, and I'm pretty happy about it actually.
I get that too. I had the same sort of experience with EDM music and stuff like that. The first one for me was Bass Hunter.
Bass.
It was really the big like turning point for me where I was like, yeah, I really like electronic music. Prior to that, I didn't really care for it or like it at all, and then I kind of found like dance trance music, and I kind of liked it. So
You know what got me?
Hmm.
It was a French rapper. I don't know the name of the person, but the name of the song was Alors en Danse. And
I don't know.
like it's just this like French rap, and it was like I listened to it when I was like really young in Toronto, and like with my cousin, and he introduced it to me, and that's what got me into rap. Yeah, and I don't know, it's a really good song actually. Well, at least I think it's a good song.
I think you're trash.
That's fair.
I still don't like connect with traditional rap.
Oh no, there's
It
like,
has to be very specific.
the majority of rap still
I mean,
doesn't
like,
appeal to me.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Like, I'm in love with the cocoa. I'm in love with the cocoa.
I'm
I'm in
so
love with the
distant
Coco.
from
Yeah, your
that. I
references
actually
don't
don't
make any
even.
sense. Yeah.
There's a song.
I
It's
know
literally,
what he's talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's because
it's-
you're awful.
Yeah.
the song is literally "I'm in love with the cocoa," and he gets it for the low low. Like that is the entirety of the lyrics.
And that right there is why I hated rap music
Yeah,
for
that's,
so
that's
long.
generic rap though.
like
There's
that.
good rap.
That
and there's
is
bad
that
rap.
is like incredibly god awful, and I hate it. But goddamn, is the tunes catchy.
I think there's a lot of really good rap now. I think people sort of figured out rap music. I
Well,
know a
like-
lot of people have gotten sick of Macklemore, but you can't really fault the guy for his ability. I mean, the guy is really good.
The thing is, like, I enjoy like old artists. I don't like anybody that's like the new age rappers, like just out of nowhere just came in and started making music. I really like the old ones where like,
Like Salt and Pepper.
and not to mention,
I'll be right back.
like I like Yin Yang Twins. I like
Yeah.
Yin Yang Twins.
Yeah, Yin Yang Twins, old school.
Do you like the Warren G and that kind of stuff?
Kind of.
That's like breaching it. That's getting into like late '90s kind of.
I mean, and then like there's like Common, like he's an old school one. There's like old guys that I actually like. The new ones, fuck them, they can die in a hole.
That's a little rough.
Yeah, it's a bit harsh.
Yeah,
But-
the music industry is a rough place.
rough steez, definitely.
It's rough on the streets for a rapper.
Straight up, it is.
But yeah, topic one
That was a good.
resolved.
That was a good topic. I really like that topic actually.
It went on for a while.
Anybody else have anything before
Yeah, I got one.
something? Yeah.
So my topic, what is your take on the power increase in like comic heroes and comic villains? Like
Oh god.
in the past,
Comic book power creep.
yeah,
Ugh.
like cause like in the past, like it was always been like. You can throw a car or you can fly, fucking laser beams, and like maybe you got some like you can bounce bullets off your chest. That was about it in like the old days, and now it's coming to the point like I can punch through dimensions.
Yeah, it's become a problem.
Like
I mean, I'll get more into it as we get into the topic, but it's
so.
yeah.
I mean, essentially, I'm going through a point where I am rereading all of DC. And, like, I've been reading so many comics already to, like... So, Superman just, fucking... I'm at a point in comics where Superman just got, what's his face? The opposite of Thanos. Darkseid.
Darkseid. Yeah.
Darkseid. He just plummeted Darkseid into the source wall, And I don't know if like you listeners know what the source wall is, but
I don't even know what the source was.
It is the edge of
Everything.
existence and reality.
So the source wall is pretty much like this. It's like a halo ring, kind of. I mean, this is like when you think of the universe like a sphere. The source wall is pretty much on the top of the sphere, and then what goes past the source wall is God and the Creator himself. And so Darkseid, since he is immortal, that's just one of his things, that he literally cannot die, he puts him on the source wall where it is like, it's literally made out of the most powerful beings that were not able to be killed. They had to put him there, and they're like bound and they can't leave and everything. Who you actually see that one bitch from Marvel, the one like metal.
That one chick that Marvel made.
Actually, it's a dude.
What?
Galactus?
Not Galactus. He's the Fantastic Four's main villain.
Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom is on the
Doomsies.
source wall, and
Marvel DC cross. This is why it's become a problem.
and so like. I'm at that point, and I'm just saying, like, so there's this point to where you're at the most, like, powerful, like, power creep that the Superman comics get to where, like, DC just gets incredibly retarded, and I'm just like, oh, I just want to know what everybody else's take on it is.
Here's my problem with it. I've got a lot to say about this because I really care.
10 seconds, David.
So,
No. Shut down.
the fucking problem with power creep and everything that is associated with like these incredible power spikes that every superhero seems to be getting nowadays is that when you increase the power level of a superhero beyond human comprehension, it doesn't matter anymore. The best part of superhero comics and the best part of Superman and Spider-Man and all of the most popular Batman, the most popular superheroes, is that they're grounded. They have
They have a place within reality.
Yeah, they have a place within reality. They have human emotions. They care about things that matter to normal people. They are better than us in almost every respect, but they have flaws, and they can be defeated, and they have conflict, and they matter, and they are, like, real, and they, like, you relate to them. When you get to the point where Superman is fucking creating his own universes and is non-existent within our realm of reality, it's like, why the fuck do I care? I don't care.
See, like,
I don't care about Superman anymore.
the thing is, like, that's great about, well, I wouldn't say great, like, my take on whenever they make a superhero that's just way too super, they also have the villains where they counteract with that. I mean, essentially, like, then you get, like, a villain that comes in that's omnipotent, that can, like, he doesn't even do anything, and he just blew up a galaxy, or, like, a galaxy just doesn't exist anymore. And there's, like, the times when you're just like, okay, well, there's not really something that we have to, that can go against that. I mean, essentially, we have our own heroes that, if we really think about their powers, I mean, there isn't really a limit to what they can do. I mean, like, the one thing that we've heard all the time, like, essentially, like, Superman is always as powerful as he needs to be for that issue. Or, like, Batman, he has a scenario that will always, like, be something that can defeat.
It's a solution. He always has a solution.
Like, it's always something like that. And essentially, like, when they come up with one villain, like, for an arc that's super badass, it's really hard to, like, make another arc where it's just plateau on the power creep, because essentially then it just becomes something that the people can beat over and over and over, so they have to come something more stronger, and thus making the superhero stronger.
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle, exactly like you're saying. You make the villain stronger to give the hero a challenge, but then you make the hero stronger to defeat them, and then it's the same thing over and over and over and over and over again until it spirals out of control, and then it doesn't matter.
Well, and we're going to be at the point soon where we're getting a villain that can kill immortals, and then we're going to get a hero that is immortal to immortal killing immortals. And then it's just going to...
Here's
until
the thing.
it
That's
doesn't
the problem.
Like,
You have to reset.
Immortals actually, in, like, the comics, well, I guess the point that I'm at, they don't matter anymore, because like with immortality, there's a whole thing where you can just be phased out of existence. Like,
But then
for
there's going to be
instance,
characters that bring things
that's
back.
What
Exactly.
That's what Justin's
and
saying. Is that, yeah.
here's the
And it
thing
just
with
goes-
like the whole
it's stupid.
with the fact about being like taken out of existence and bringing brought into the like existence back again, bringing back from the dead. They already like caught that thing. Like since Batman has been brought back from the dead, since Superman has been brought back from the dead, since like so many heroes have been brought back from the dead, there was an arc where like they made a lantern course, like a unit, the Black Lanterns, and
Yeah, they have Masters Over Death. Yeah.
yeah, and like I mean, essentially, like the Black Lantern, like the starter of that shit, he was the one that was bringing them back,
Yeah.
and that started its own arc, which was fucking fantastic. It's a great arc.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it just doesn't matter at that point.
Well,
like David was
that's the
saying.
thing. Is like Black Lantern Corps is cool, and I like the concept. I've read Black Lantern Corps; and it's awesome. But like, you also have to realize, like, you can't do that constantly, and they do that constantly. That's why so many companies have been doing hard resets lately.
Mm-hmm.
DC did New 52 like 10 years ago or whenever that was when they did New 52, because they were like, this has become ridiculous. We need to stop and reset, hard reset. Marvel did it too with Ultimate.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel said, okay, all of our mainline comics are becoming too convoluted. It's becoming too much for people to handle. We need to stop, reset, and go to Ultimate, which is a brand new... But then it happens again, and it's just this other... Like, Ultimate is now ridiculous. You can't follow Ultimate anymore. DC is the same thing. New 52 is ridiculous. You can't follow it anymore. And it's just like, they try so hard to, like, make it work, but then every time it just spirals out of control, and they end up doing the same fucking thing. The best comics nowadays are the ones that have a clear ending. The ones that know, like, this is our arc. Here's the beginning, here's the middle, here's the end. That's why one-shot comics are always better. The Dark Knight is a great comic. The Killing Joke is a great comic. You know, like, the Other M... Not Other M, that's the fucking bad Metroid game.
I was gonna say that's that thing you hated.
The fucking... What's that Spider-Man arc? I can't remember. There's a Spider-Man arc where he goes to the Mother Spider's dimension. It's really good. Anyway, like, one-shot arcs are really, really good. Where they, like, okay, here's the beginning, here's the middle, here's the end. After that, it's over. That universe no longer exists. Those are the good types. Like, I get that long-running comics are necessary, and Amazing Spider-Man has been running for, like, 60 years, and that's cool. But at a certain point, it does not matter anymore. I don't care about Amazing Spider-Man. The Peter Parker that exists within the Amazing Spider-Man universe does not matter to me.
Unless if Donald Glover's playing it.
See, Miles Morales, the new Spider-Man, is awesome because
Donald for Spider-Man.
he's new and he matters and he's, like, interesting and he has these, like, real, like, current problems. Like,
Current. Is that how you describe black people?
No, not black people. He may or may not be gay. We don't know. He has all of these internal struggles. He doesn't have the same problems that Peter Parker had. He's a completely new Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Same powers, totally different character. That's cool. The thing that Marvel's doing right now, where they're gender swapping and doing all this stuff with their superheroes, that's cool. People are getting so mad and up in arms that, like, Captain America is Falcon now, and Thor, the being who is now known as Thor, is a woman. And, like, Spider-Man is black and possibly gay, and people are like, that's not those characters, blah, blah, blah. Human Torch in the reboot is going to be black. Like, why do you care so much? Like, isn't it better to make those characters new and interesting again? Why do you want the same fucking thing over and over and over and over again?
Well, what's funny is people want the same thing, but they also want change at the same time. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. You have to make compromises, and that's the problem. Like, I could talk about this for a long time, but the brunt of the problem, like, the beginning, the main topic was, like, what is my take on superhero power levels? And
Bad.
They're bad. A superhero becoming more powerful is always a bad thing. Always. Always. Kill them before they become more powerful. Kill them. Like, pull a Wolverine, have some balls, and kill your fucking heroes. Stop being a fucking douchebag and making these heroes more powerful.
I feel like it's like pulling a Deadpool, actually. Deadpool kills all the heroes.
Well, Deadpool is cool because he's meta, but Deadpool is like a different. It doesn't. It's not. It doesn't count. It's the same. It's like, I don't know. Deadpool is almost the voice of the reader. So.
I don't know. Well, because like also like that's what they did with like Marvel. They just had Deadpool kill all the heroes.
Yeah, they've had cool Marvel shots like that where they're like, yeah, this person like Deadpool kills all the heroes, or like everyone becomes zombies. Like,
I don't know. Like
weird
that's what,
shit like that.
Like that's the thing too. Like that's like how they just reboots an entire like saga. It's just like with DC, they just had Brainiac go into like when Superman threw Brainiac into a new dimension. He was shot like. Well, not in a new dimension, but in between dimensions, he discovered a new dimension, and that was New 52. That's how New 52 started. And with, like, Marvel, they just had Deadpool just kill everybody.
Yeah. The cool thing about both Marvel and DC, and I'll give them props both for this, is that they have the tenacity to create a multiverse.
David!
So,
Hello.
the template for a multiverse allows you to have an infinite number of reboots. It's like, we're done with this, like, this has become out of control, cool, new universe.
Yeah.
Like that's all they had to do.
The thing is, like, they already went into the fact, it was like, yeah, there's a shit ton of universes, there's a lot of,
Just general
like,
comic
different outcomes.
Just
And so,
superhero
like,
power
they just...
levels
Like,
increasing over time.
alright, cool. This one got out of control. Let's just go to the next universe. And I'm sure there's a lot of question about the other universes and how that's going. And so they just like do that.
That's
Like-
what I love about MCU right now, Marvel Cinematic Universe. They aren't they at the very beginning they said we are not trying to recreate Earth 626. We are not doing that, and we are not trying to create Ultimate Earth either. We are doing our own thing. We are our separate universe. We're just going to do our own thing, and like nothing will interfere with us. And that's cool because it makes it so that it matters. Everything in that universe matters because there's no like omnipotent being, like you were saying, if fucking everything up, you know?
Yeah.
Like Thanos is the most powerful being right now in that universe, and Thanos is like has weaknesses. He has a definable like power limit, and that's fine. As soon as they bring Galactus in, it's over.
Yeah.
Because Galactus is omnipotent and broken powerful. But as long as Thanos is the main villain of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they'll be fine. They just don't need to, if they go farther than that, it's over. So I hope they never go farther than that. That's my end of the stuff. What do you guys think? I've ranted enough.
Did you want to put 2 cents in there
Nope.
on that?
Superheroes are you guys' thing, not my thing.
Okay. David left the room for this entire topic, so
Yeah.
All I want to say is, since I know nothing about superheroes or anything, Tom Hiddleston, please marry me. Okay, that's it.
Is that the guy who plays Loki?
Fuck yeah.
Okay. Loki's one of the most impressive villains ever.
And he's gorgeous.
I don't know, but he is one of the most well-written and like compelling movie superhero villains ever, if not the best. So I'm very impressed with Loki.
Yeah, I'd kneel for that anytime.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Jesus Christ!
Stop!
Oh my god!
And she really came to like boys when she got older.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jesus Christ! It's ridiculous. Okay,
Anyone else have a topic?
I have a topic. If no one, I was just gonna like jump in whenever no one else.
It's all
had
you.
one.
Bring the heat.
So I posted on Facebook today about this actually. I want to make a movie, like an independent movie, and the entire movie, with no exceptions, is a one-take screen capture of a phone. So,
Wait, what?
yeah. So think about this for a second. The movie begins with an alarm going off on somebody's phone. It would have to be a custom OS because you can't break copyright laws if you're making a movie like this.
Mm-hmm.
But you create some sort of custom operating system, or you just don't have any way to gain revenue off this movie. That way you can use license. But you start the movie with an alarm going off on a phone screen, and it says like swipe to stop or whatever to stop the alarm, and you see the swipe, but you don't see the finger. You just see the screen capture of it. So you see the swipe to stop, and then you see a text message come in, like, whoop, from someone to the person whose phone that is. And the text message is something along the lines of, like, call me, or, like, it's an emergency, like, I need you to call me right now. And then there would be voices, obviously, because you can hear the conversations that happen on the phone. So the person who has the phone calls the person who texted them. It begins this story about, like, a guy whose, like, best friend just died in a car accident or something like that. But the only interaction you have with the characters in the movie is through this one person's phone on the screen capture. So there's a string of multiple text conversations happening throughout the entire film for like an hour and a half. They just pop up as notifications on the top of the phone, and you have to kind of follow along as the movie's going with these notifications that come up. And the whole time, the person that has the phone is, like, trying to find his friend, and then he, like, realizes that he can probably locate his friend's phone using, like, a GPS locator, and so he pulls up the GPS through his Google Maps, and he can, like, locate his friend and try to find him, and then stuff like that. And all of this, like, drama happens and blah, blah, blah. I just thought it'd be really cool to do a movie like that, which is just a really basic drama, but entirely told through the screen capture of one person's phone over, like, 2 hours. So I want to know what your guys' opinion is on that, and, like, how you think that a movie like that could work, what some cool tricks would be that you could do on the phone, and, like, what might be a good plot or a good story to be told through that method of filmmaking, because it's never been done before.
Yeah.
I looked it up. It's never been done, and I think it would be really cool. So I want your guys' like thoughts on that type of movie and how that would work.
Just to say to our listeners, don't copy our shit. We'll kill you.
If anyone hears this and decides to do it, reach out to me. I would love to work with you. Seriously. Like, I want to start writing this. I want to, like, get into it. So if anybody hears this and was that's a cool idea, reach out to me. Like, email the SoundCloud account, and I'll get back to you.
Well, I do have a thought on it.
All right.
God, it would just be annoying to watch the standard aspect ratio of a phone for that long.
Well, what's cool about it, like, I was thinking about this too.
Well, I mean, you can have it
like,
flip, yeah.
Flip, and
depending on what's going on.
you can also do things like, okay, a phone is basically a camera now. So you can have, like, okay, this guy is, like, say he finds his friend within 20 minutes of the movie, and they realize that, like, okay, this isn't like an accident, this was a, like, intentional homicide. So then he starts taking pictures of the crime scene. So you see the guy
like that,
taking
definitely.
pictures on his phone of the crime scene and sending them to the police or whatever. And then he receives responses from the police and stuff like that. And, like, so he's, like, taking pictures in 16:9 aspect ratio, and then he goes back to whatever this is,
9:16.
9:16, and then like,
Flipping it.
and like texts the police and, like, goes through all that stuff, and then, like, later on he receives a call, so you just see, like, the call screen, but then on that call he realizes that he needs to look something up, so he, like, drops out of the call and goes to his browser and then switches back to landscape and goes through. So, like, you could definitely make it interesting. There's been movies that are kind of like this before. They're called bottle movies, where they, like a bottle episode,
Yeah.
where you...
It's very focused.
Yeah,
on-
it's focused, and you do, like, one thing. The most recent and relevant example of this is the episode of Breaking Bad, where the whole episode takes place inside of the lab, and it's just Jesse and Walt, and they're just sitting inside the lab talking, and that's the entire episode. Another example is that Ryan Reynolds movie that came out, like, 6 or 7 years ago. Most people have never seen it, which I find baffling because the movie is awesome. It's called Buried, where the entire movie takes place inside of a coffin.
Right.
And Ryan Reynolds has been buried alive. And, like, there's no shots outside of the coffin. The entire thing takes place inside of the coffin. You don't see anything else. And I went into that movie thinking there's no way they can make this compelling. There's no way. And I walked away from that movie going, like, holy shit. That was, like, one of the most interesting movies I've ever seen. So I think that this is an idea that could, like, be really, really interesting.
Yeah.
And, like, I kind of want to know what your guys' thoughts
I
are.
definitely think you need to do like something how you're saying like a murder homicide thing because that would just raise suspense.
Yeah.
And you would definitely need to do it, make it some way that you can really reach out and like kind of connect with the viewers to get them more dragged into it. Just I'm kind of with Justin over here. Like when I think about it, like when I picture it and just looking at the footage, I'm like this sound like I can't picture myself seeing that movie. But then when I hear the concept, I'm like this is a really cool concept. And how you explain like emailing and sending photos, that's something that would work really well with it.
You know how you said that it's all through the phone, you don't actually see the person?
Yeah.
Well, except like unless if he did a video. It would be really cool if like if it was a murder, like at the end, the guy or like towards the end he finds the murder of his friend and like has the camera on the phone and is like, okay, I'm going in if you guys get this, and then like it doesn't end well, so you can just see the messages popping up from his phone going, hey, where are you? Hey, are you there?
Yeah.
And
that's
that would
really
just
cool.
like end the movie.
Yeah. That's
So
really, and I want to make sure that like no exceptions from frame 1 until the end of the movie, nothing except the screen of the phone. That's
Or-
it.
If like later on, like instead of ending it there, if you like continued and like you just like get like someone tries to text a message and go, hey buddy, is it you?
Yeah.
Like, are you still alive? And then you like see that this user is no longer available, like sent back, and that was just it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That's
Man,
almost like
I was working as a cell phone provider. When I think about that, I was like, that wouldn't happen unless you actually cancel the services.
Well, like
No,
services
but-
It's
could
only take out the SIM
cancel.
card.
No, well, no. I mean, essentially, like if a person is dead and their phone's just lying there, and a person tries texting you, it's not going to.
Well, I meant like later on in time, if like someone actually did cancel the service, and like
But-
it was just the number.
I mean, essentially, my thought on it, basically, like, I was just thinking the entire movie in my head, and like, I'd like the whole idea with having a thing on the screen, like on the front of the screen the entire time, but I would think it'd be a really cool idea if like it was in a movement feature, not as if like it was just like laying down or just like having the screen being the entirety of the phone, but more of like as if you're in the view of the person who's the owner of that phone. Like it's first person view basically.
I get what you're saying. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not actually screen capture, but
Yeah,
you just
it's-
see the first person.
Yeah, and the
of
person's
person.
like basically on his phone the entire time and like doing this kind of stuff. Like you can feel him walking like down the road. You can feel him running through an alleyway or something like that. You can hear the ambience of the outside.
And like him breathing
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Like stuff like that. I mean, essentially, it can be something where it's not him talking. Like it can be basically like a silent film, but like you can still have the feelings of outside, like something where like he is actually out there doing something where he's like using his GPS, where he's like following the markers, and you can hear him like taking Reeves corners and whatnot.
Yeah, I think that I get what you're saying, and that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. I think that being on a phone call for like the majority of the movie would sort of fix most of those problems
Mhm.
because you can still hear, like if he's on the road, for example, you can hear the cars driving by. You can hear him, like if he's running through an alleyway and he steps in a puddle. If he's on the phone, you can hear the puddle splash.
Mhm.
But I get what you're saying. Like I think having some sort of feedback as far as like say he drops the phone. If he drops the phone and all you see is the screen capture, you don't feel the impact of the drop.
Mhm.
But if you are like have a camera on the phone itself
Mhm.
and it drops, then you see and feel the impact
Yeah.
because you can actually see around the phone
Because
too.
say like the person is like running and like he trips over a curb, and essentially the guy falls, the phone also falls, but you have it like eye thing. You see like his head hitting the ground and the phone dropping right next to him. He
Yeah,
picks
I
it
get
back
that
up,
too, yeah.
gets back up, and it's still looking and like keeps going. Like you could still keep the view on the phone the entirety of the time, no matter what. And just also have like, because I feel like the audience would like really get into it when they are also feeling the emotion of the person who is using the phone.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I
Even-
definitely get that too.
Even if you just had it where it was essentially microphone always on, that would work for that as well. So you're still constantly hearing things, but you do have, like what you were saying, where it's a lot less visceral and you only have the screen to go on and just whatever is going on you can hear. So it's essentially just like the microphone always on, if you wanted to go that route.
Yeah.
Because then you still get the entirety of the communication with other people. They don't have to be on a phone call necessarily, so they can be doing things that aren't tied to it.
Mm-hmm.
It would always
It
be.
could.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was gonna say, like, with microphone always being on, it could be as if you're on the receiving end of the call. Like, say, like, with the alarm going off and everything like that, there could, like, a call have been come in, and, like, this entire thing is going on the other side of the call, and it's just a call, like, the phone has just been on and recording the entire time, like, the entire conversation. Like, something like that.
It might almost be interesting too, and like people who listen to this would have the entire movie spoiled. But like, like microphone's always on, like Justin is saying, but the main character doesn't know his microphone is on the entire time, and it's actually like a plot point that someone is listening to him.
Yeah,
and that like the whole thing
that fixes it right there.
That the whole like point of the movie is that someone is listening to this guy the whole time, even when he doesn't know someone's listening to him. That would be cool too. I think that it might even be possible to do like a screen capture, but maybe when the device drops, you just have some sort of feedback on the screen, like the screen just slightly shakes, or like because you can hear the impact, so maybe you hear the impact and then you notice that the screen shakes and like the phone shuts off temporarily.
Well, and you could also put like
back on
a filter over the video after a certain point if it does hit the ground where it gets like an LCD crack.
Yeah.
So it's just like part of it just gets fucked.
Yeah, that would be cool too.
And
I was
then,
thinking about that like as the last
like getting
towards the last couple frames.
Yeah.
You could just like have someone smash the phone and then you see like the cracks just go and then credits. But it'd be cool if it did that like halfway through the movie or like 2/3 of the way through the movie. So there's a crack in the screen for the rest of the film. That'd be really cool, actually.
But that could also get really annoying because like if you like do it technically like the way a phone would crack, it could just like annoy the crap out of the viewers at the same time.
Well, I mean, you
but
obviously
you
have
also
to be...
you know going in that it's a screen capture of a phone.
Yeah.
You're almost expecting that to happen, and the whole movie's annoying because you're just watching this. Like everyone wants to see what's happening off of the phone. That's the brilliant thing about it is that it's you want to see what's happening outside of the screen of the phone because you're like desperate to know what's going on, but you just can't. You can't see it. That's the thing with, like, when I was watching Buried, that Ryan Reynolds movie, I was like, I want to know what's going on outside this fucking coffin. Like, what are these people doing? Like, what he's talking to people on his phone the whole time, and I'm like, how, like, what are these people doing? How are they interacting? Like, but you can't see that. And that gives you, like, this anxiety, but you're feeling that anxiety at the same time that the main character is feeling that anxiety.
It's like that stupid movie you showed us, the one with the girl who was, like... It was like a comet was passing or something, and then
Convergence.
She had to go to like another
that
dimension,
movie.
And the whole thing was just fucking annoying because you didn't know what was going on. But like,
Wait, what?
like, just watch it, you'll be
Oh my god, that movie was so good.
Yes.
Oh my god, that movie was so good.
It was good, but really fucking annoying.
It was really annoying. I like had moments during when I was watching that movie where I was like, I fucking hate this movie because I want to know what the fuck is happening.
It gave me a massive headache because I thought
Yeah.
everything that was going on. I was like,
watched-
what is happening?
I watched an interview from the director of that movie. If you guys haven't seen it, you really need to watch this
This
movie.
blanket because my feet are hot.
You really need to watch this fucking movie. It's excellent. It's called Convergence, right? I think that's what it's called.
Something like that.
Something like that. Anyway, it's a genius psychological thriller. What's genius about it, and you guys probably didn't know this going in, but the actors didn't know what was happening.
Huh.
I hate it so much more now.
What is Convergence?
God, I hate this movie.
Just watch it
Just,
slowly.
you have to. I can't
Just
explain.
watch it.
If I
You can't
explain it to
explain
you
it.
at all, it will spoil it.
It will
The
literally
movie
give
is
the movie
genius
away.
because the director invited his friends, not even actors, his friends, to a house and filmed them.
What?
Yeah.
That's
They
sick.
knew what they were getting into. They knew they were being filmed. They knew it was a movie, and they knew like that it was going to be a thriller, but they didn't know what they were like getting into. And they were just given directions. So like when I'm gonna try not to spoil it.
Don't
as much
even
as
worry about it. I
possible.
think I understand what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like when the old guy and the other guy
Yes.
come back into the house,
Yeah.
and they realize that they're
Yeah,
Yeah.
stuff.
No, I
So
got it.
the
Stuff.
the director told them that was the case, but they were like, you need to pretend that you're these people, like that kind of like.
Yeah.
So it was an extremely good movie, and really like that's the exact type of movie I want to make.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
No, I
It's-
understand
that's-
your theory
See,
so much
yeah.
more now.
When you guys said like the people like come into a house, it just instantly made me think about this one movie where there's an entire family inside of a house, and there's these people who are killing them one by one, and like.
Are you talking about You're Next?
Yes.
God, I love that movie.
That's what I was
So
thinking.
It
bad.
sounds
I
like slasher
loved
horror.
it.
And I
It's-
fucking
It totally was.
hate
It
slasher
is
horror.
a
It totally
slasher
is.
horror.
Oh my god, I hate it.
And
It
it
was
was
awful.
I
fucking
hate it.
retarded, actually.
I love
know,
that movie.
it's so funny because actually when the movie was playing on, it was downstairs on the projector, and like I was in the kitchen and like,
We had
yeah.
Sarah over.
and I was telling
I
her,
remember
like,
this.
if this were to happen in real life and it was me who was killing off everybody in this house, Jen would be the first one to go.
Fuck you.
I told you this.
So then there'd
already.
be like 5 guys left to kill?
I would
That'd be
find a
boring.
way to fuck you over, dude. You couldn't get me.
If I was
What?
gonna kill anyone first, it'd be me.
Yeah, David?
I was
Yeah.
like, how much of an asshole is he gonna be tonight?
No, like if it was a slasher film and it was the house is barred off, can't leave, and there's a killer in the house, and one person had to die first, it'd be me. Guaranteed, 100%. That's not being like pretentious. That's just how it would be. Think
Wait,
about it.
So would you kill you or
Yes,
like
I would kill-
yourself, or would
I
you
would-
kill like if you were in our position, you'd kill you?
No, if like I was in the person's position that was killing, I would kill
Okay.
me first. If I was the killer, I'd pretend I killed myself.
If
And
I
then
was
kill
the
everyone
killer,
else.
I'd probably kill my boyfriend because you guys wouldn't see it coming.
If David was here, he'd be the one who lives.
Yeah.
I'd kill Sultan.
Because he's the visiting
He's
guy.
not even the killer.
It would be David and Sultan at the end, and Sultan would be like, "Oh my god, we're the only 2 people. It
Oh,
must be
you'd
you."
so be
And you'd be
dead.
like, "Well, it must be me." And then you kill him because you think it's you. Ooh.
But in reality, it was Sully the whole time.
But
And then in
Sully.
reality, it was Sully the entire fucking movie. Oh my god, this movie is to be made right now.
God,
Okay.
I have so many ways.
That topic was cool.
I feel like
That was
I don't
good.
know. I've already planned this on a whole all the ways that'll kill you guys. Like the only thing that just gets me is fucking Chris. He would be the toughest one to kill.
It's because he's a ninja.
No, it's
He's unkillable.
see
The
him
kid
coming.
got hit by a car and he's alive.
That's true.
I got hit by a car too.
No,
And
you
I-
ran over a car. You didn't get hit by that car. You like tumbled over the fucking
Exactly,
top of
because
the
I'm
car.
not fucking retarded.
Yeah.
He
got
got hit
like
on a skateboard.
slammed by a car.
It was going 35 miles per
You
hour.
like
So
you,
was
you,
it.
You like parkoured over a car. Chris got like hit. By
You
a car.
negated some of the hit by tumbling over,
Yeah,
whereas he kind of just took the full force.
Yeah,
and
he
flew.
just took like a fucking hit. You just went like over the top.
Because I'm not fucking retarded. And also like
And that's
the-
why you would kill Chris.
Exactly, because like I would kill Chris. Like he would be the toughest one because I know like for the fact that he'd be the toughest of the house
He would be.
to kill. Like I mean, essentially, like he would go all out. I mean, fucking, he ain't gonna be no pussy bitch that's gonna be screaming. Like I know Jen would be.
I
Jen-
wouldn't be screaming.
Jen-
I'd
No,
actually
if
put
anyone's
up a
screaming,
fight.
it's me and
No.
Tim.
I think I
Me
could
and Tim
kill
are fucking
Chris.
pussies.
Like, Tim is the one I would like worry about the least in this house. I mean, essentially,
Leave
like,
Tim for last because you can just gut him later.
cause essentially, like I know who's gonna be the entire time.
I totally
Like,
think it's the other way around. I would easily kill Chris, but have a hard time killing Tim. Because I think Tim would be more psychological about it, and I think Chris wouldn't see it coming from me.
I feel like Tim would just be like, God damn it. And that'd be it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like he'd try to talk me out of it, though. And I'd be like, okay, I might as well listen, because I'm going to kill you.
That's why we're not making you the killer. We're making someone heartless the
But
killer.
Chris would be
Like
easy
Sultan.
to kill.
Like me.
Because I, Chris would be so easy to kill, though, because you wouldn't see it coming. You'd be like, ha ha ha, stab, you're dead.
See, the thing is with David, I'd get him from his window. I mean, essentially, because you got headset on, you got music blasting all
I
the
never
time.
hear anything.
You can't
If
tell him how you're
anything,
going
Like,
to
the
do
thing
it.
is, like,
Tim would be easier from the window because Tim's back is to the window the whole time.
well, the thing is, I don't.
True.
The
Fair
thing
enough.
is with like Tim, I'm not worried about him the most. I mean, essentially, like he is just like I don't care.
I'll
But I
take
mean,
that as a
essentially,
compliment.
like yeah, like David, I'd get him straight from his window. Like it just doesn't really matter. Like the window would be the safest for me. I could even walk into your room and just like cut you.
I wouldn't notice.
Like
with
slit a thread.
with
Yeah.
fucking like Justin and Jen.
They'd be
like,
the hardest ones because they've got there's two of them.
well, I mean, essentially, they're also within a garage.
I'd
I mean,
probably-
like,
Or he could just call in sick and get me when he's at work, and then get him when he comes home.
I do these two last
Good.
and lock them in the garage and just light the house on fire. and call it good.
Genius.
See, the thing is, like, with them, no, they
can
have the
fix the
garage
body
door,
thinker, too.
which is
The what?
fucking
Oh,
paper
yeah,
thin.
right?
I can shoot through the garage door and kill you guys.
You shoot through a wall and kill them too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but,
but
I mean,
then
essentially
people
You have a
realize-
high
it's
enough
easier.
caliber.
The
right?
cops would realize it's a homicide,
Pistol.
and they'd start looking for the only
Through these
fucking
walls?
survivor. How'd you
It's
make
a
it
fucking
fully?
death! Like, I'm killing you guys. Of course cops are going to be fucking
Yeah,
looking
but
for me.
seriously, if you did David's way, locked us in, like set the house on fire, it could have been a house fire and take care of the rest of the bodies.
Plot twist.
I can still light the house on fire.
Oh, side note.
Like,
Saw your onion. Looked really nice.
So what?
Your onion.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you went
I
downstairs.
went downstairs.
I saw the onion. It all comes back.
It's a good house pet.
Both.
Yes.
Cool. Jen, what's your topic? We've got like, we're actually.
I
we've been
think we're,
recording
like,
for
at
an hour.
time.
We're at an hour. Okay, we'll save it. Thank you so much, guys, for listening to the Housecast. This has been the first ever episode 3 and the last ever episode 3. We did it in one take, so that's fantastic.
Good
Yeah.
take. First
Um,
time.
David, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having
I know
me.
you left for like an entire topic, but it
That's
was
okay.
nice having you for a couple of them.
That's good. I enjoyed the talk.
wait, hold on. Disclaimer time. So, just because I'm brown, I don't actually look forward to killing these people. So, like, I know,
Unless
like,
with bombs.
you guys, like, shh. There's cops listening to this. Oh, fuck. Disclaimer again. I don't have bombs. Just because I'm brown. I don't do that.
If you
I
didn't say you were brown, they wouldn't even know you were brown. It's an audio
It's-
podcast.
they
You
can
just
still
made
see
yourself
me.
Look guilty.
So
So it was
I
an explosion in Bellingham. Don't come here. It wasn't me. All right.
After the
That's
bodies
what-
show up, they're gonna
So-
see him. They need to know it wasn't him.
if for
It was
some reason
insulting.
these guys ever die or anything like that, it's most likely natural causes. I can guarantee you it wasn't me.
You know who it was? You know who it was?
Tim.
It was the unassuming one.
The unassuming one.
Justin.
Nah, good guy, just
The only person who didn't
That's
join in
why.
on how
See,
we
that's
kill
exactly
each
why
other.
it's him. Because you're like, no, there's no way. There's no way.
No way.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. For myself, Jessen, Jen, David, Sultan, and myself again.
Can we
Again,
name this
has been the Housecast
episode?
this week.
Like the name of the episode should be disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
Okay. We haven't been naming the episode. The last episode was supposed to be named the pre-sequel, and I forgot to title it. So remind me to title this one.
Also,
Alright.
you gotta make it public.
I made the last one public.
No, because I shared it and my friend tried to see it and she's like, I can't see it, and now she won't listen to this one until she
I must
listens
have
to
made
the
it
last one.
public after I shared it.
Okay.
That's what the problem was. Anyway, next time, guys, we will talk about some more stuff. And until then, it's been a pleasure to speak with you, and thank you so much for listening. Really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your respective days. Good night.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye bye. Bye bye.